Before we begin tonight, I just wanted to say that there's a very important topic that we have to discuss. Poor DJ Odyssey's back hole grew a second back hole, and we're really trying to raise money to help his bleeding sore back hole. The entire community is coming together to help with the whole community is coming together to help with this, and we would greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Yes, this is from the lovely Sherry. Thank you, Sherry. Everybody's getting on board, trying to help this out. So there's a few of these today that we're going to be showing you guys, and we greatly appreciate you. So,
thanks, Sherry.
This poor man, they amputated his scrotum instead of removing a boil from his backside, and it's a shame. You know, we shouldn't treat our farmers this way. You know, he's just a man of the earth, the clay of the earth, and he's now lost his scrotum. And so there's a link in the description and in the chat if you guys wouldn't mind. If you wouldn't mind helping poor Deej. Deej, we're sorry, brother.
He's so American, he grew a new asshole.
I mean, if you're going to be an American, why not?
What lies beneath your feet? Sacred grounds, watered with tears of blood. Shall we begin? Shall we begin? Shall we begin?
Having two asses, though, like two actual whole bleeding. The man's first period.
On a cold winter morning, in the time before the light, in flames of death's eternal rain, we ride towards the fight. When the darkness is falling down, and the signs of suffer rise, the sound of evil laughter falls around the world tonight. Fighting hard, fighting on for the steel, through the wastelands evermore. The skeleton souls will feel the hell that's wasted on the shore. On the blackest waves in hell's domain, we watch them as they go. In spiral pain, now once again we run. So now we fly, yeah, we're free. We're free before the thunderstorm. On towards the wilderness, our quest carries on. Far beyond the sundown, far beyond the moonlight. Deep inside our hearts and all our souls. So far away, we wait for the day, yeah. For the light soul so wasted and gone. We feel the pain of a lifetime lost in 1,000 days. Through the fire and the flames we carry on. Now here we stand with that blood on our hands. We fought so hard, now can we understand? Now break the seal of this curse if I possibly can. For freedom of every man.
This is where we hold them.
So far away, we wait for the day, yeah. For the light soul so wasted and gone. We feel the pain of a lifetime lost in 1,000 days. Through the fire and the flames we carry on.
Man, the hell to everybody in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. Greatly appreciate you. Chaos Hoy in the house. What is up, bro? There be, man. It's good to see you, dude. Thank you. I don't deserve the title legend, but I greatly appreciate you. Zach is in the house. What's up, Zach, dude? I'm checking out your Instagram. Keep it pushing, man. Your channel's growing. I heard you hit 500. on your one. If we could got mods, if we could put a link out for his channel, I greatly appreciate that. Zach's one of the best people in this community. Great person, just like Horny Alf. Hail the Legion of Memers. What's going on, brother? Good to see you. Andy out there, Zombie Box Reviews. This man's gonna be live streaming with us sometime soon. He's just getting his equipment together, getting his feel for it, and then we're gonna have Andy up on this stage because it's a good man, good talented person. Can't wait to see him. What is up, Soul Assassin? Yes, they took his scrotum. It's a shame. They gave him a second back hole, took one sack, and then put a hole in his ass. It's a shame, Soul Assassin. Good to see you, man. How are you? Emotionally unstable amphibian brother. Love your Instagram, man. Keep putting those memes out. You're making me laugh every day. Thank you so much for being here. Greatly appreciate you. And without further ado, I want to introduce the panel real quick. We're going to start with the Ass Man Deej. Now, DJ, seriously, how you doing, brother? You were in the hospital the other night. You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm okay. It was just a real screwed up situation there at the hospital when I first heard the doctor out in the hallway talking to a nurse saying it's time to go poke a butt. That didn't make me confident. Not one bit. But then he comes in, he starts injecting me with numbing things, and then the idiot injects himself with the damn thing after he injected me.
Hold on. Your doctor messed up and injected himself?
Yep.
How much did it cost you?
Okay, was the doctor 22 or was the doctor 122?
I don't know.
Was the doctor black? That's the question.
No,
was he playing Surgeon Simulator? I've never seen a doctor do that.
No idea. Next thing I know, he's scrubbing his hand for like 5 minutes straight, and then they ended up taking 5 extra vials of blood from me just to prove that he wouldn't catch something from me.
Oh my god!
What hospital did you go to, and how can I avoid it? What?
Just avoid my town. You'll be perfectly safe.
That's a comedy skit. Sorry, brother.
And then you saw the picture of the aftermath after all that was done.
Yes, and I'm going to spare the audience. DJ threatened me with it and then sent it to my private DMs, and then I should throw it in Rogue Chat. Don't do that. And showed it to poor Tina. I think it really affected Tina today.
I threatened.
Well, I have OCD, so I just went home and scrubbed my hands about 12 times after scrubbing it 12 times from gardening this afternoon. So
Deej is the first real transgender female because he did bleed from his new arsehole, which is a rarity among the trannies. But, yeah.
Oh, so this is my month, huh?
Yeah.
That's ew. That you did bleed a lot. That's disgusting.
Well, that was because all the blood thinner I'm on too, so that didn't help.
Oh, definitely not. My father was a warehouseman, and he was using a stand-up forklift that didn't have a back to it, and he did the whole reverse instead of forward thing, and he ran right back into the corner of a dock plate. And I'm telling you, the bruise on his behind was the size, shape, and color of an eggplant.
Oh my god!
It was very frightening.
Damn.
CJH is in the house real quick before we keep going. CJ says the Flash is basically Last Jedi, guys. They Luke Skywalker, Michael Keaton's Batman. Did they?
Well, hopefully the Flash fails and I can make a new reality-based presents video.
You're gonna do it anyway. Let's be real, Ryan. By the way, how are you doing, Ryan? What's going on with you, brother?
Well, I'm doing well, Stephen. It's good to hear from you again. You're currently surfing, as it were. Hopefully, you surf your way into a positive surroundings.
Oh, absolutely.
It's great to be here among friends as Deej has grown a new arsehole. Tina is as lovely as ever, and it's always great to see Slender Dad. It's a damn shame Mr. Tickle Trunk isn't here because I like teasing him, but I'm sure I will, Slender Dad will be Mr. Tickle Trunk's teasing replacement as I praise the Apple Vision Pro despite its exorbitant cost.
Yeah, you guys were going back and forth in Road Chat. I can't wait to hear this go live.
Oh, I got a lot of things to say.
That's good because this is a live stream and that's what we do. That sounds incredible. What's going on, Tina? How are you, sweetheart?
I'm doing very well. It was a gorgeous Saturday outside. I mean, right now it's preparing to storm like hell all through tomorrow, and the
Mm.
skies are already grayed over. It's dropped like 20 degrees. But planted lots of flowers and only had to kill one spider. I try to leave them alive, but when they jump, it's a step too far.
No, I
But
understand.
other than that, it was a decent week at work. I got lots of stuff accomplished and happy to be here with all my friends.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. And hail to King of the Squibs. What's up, man? Thank you very much again. Always putting comments in videos, guys. If you don't know this, liking or disliking, commenting on a video that's put out, even if the live, like after the live stream, it really does help the algorithm push, push more viewers to us, and we greatly appreciate that. King of the Squibs is on top of that everything I put out, and I greatly appreciate you, dude. Thank you so much for supporting me, supporting other content creators. Soul Assassin said that we need Jesus. Slender Dad, how are you?
I mean, I have Jesus, so I'm good to go.
I thought he said I needed Jesus.
Yeah, someone needs to cut my garden. So
I had a pretty good week. I caught Magitech Mags' play of Final Fantasy VI, so I inevitably had to go waste my entire Saturday playing that game.
Dig that, man.
The nostalgia ran heavy.
I'll tell you what, guys. Yeah, Magitech Mags' streams, her and Tickle Trunk heckling usually heckling her. That is some of the funnest. That's like the funnest. God, listen to me. That's some of the best times I have on a live stream. Really enjoy that chat and that game, man. The nostalgia that it brings back. Like I haven't gotten did you play the original or did you play the new version?
Dude, on the original Super Nintendo, back when you could still rent video games from the local, retailer.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of those ones I rented, and then like my week was up, and it was like, I'm gonna have to go rent it again because I ain't done with this game yet.
Dig that, dude. Are you the kind of person who renames the characters, or you do play them with the original character?
I used to rename them, but I don't like renaming them as much. Since I started writing, I feel like I'm taking away someone else's character, so I don't usually rename them anymore.
Think that One Man Show is in the house. What's up, One Man Show? Thank you so much, another person always commenting, even if it's I hate YouTube Shorts. You almost had me stop doing shorts, man. I'm sorry, they grow my channel. Everyone, he'll leave a comment, and then at the end, I still hate YouTube Shorts. He's very adamant about that. So's Papa Cotton. He'll do the same thing. No matter.
Men after my own heart.
But as much as you can't stand them, you're always commenting and liking or disliking. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for all the support, One Man Show. It's good to see you here, brother. What is an awesome one? Hail, dude. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Keep pushing. Oh, Mad Cheesmo's here. What's up, Mad? How are you? Doing all right. When am I going to be invited back to Name That Tune? I don't play Name That Tune.
Mad, we will be starting up the new season of Name That Tune in about a month or so. I will get with you. We will get you on there. And since I no longer play, you stand a chance at winning.
Damn.
Well, Mad Cheesemo, I think I speak for everyone here when I say that Mad Cheesemo is more than welcome to be on Rogue Entertainment anytime.
Yes, absolutely. So freaking lootly. Guys, please check out the Mad Stump on Wednesdays with our star, Mad Cheesemo, Mad Barber Entertainment. Please subscribe to him, guys. Throw a link out to Mad Barber. He doesn't care about growing his channel, but just subscribe to him anyway, because it's a fun time. And you get to hang out with people like Slender Dad, Little Chad, really cool people over there. Good community, man. Great lunch table. Yeah, let's laugh, Tina. Let's laugh at this ridiculousness. So I was on with Immortal Coil late last night, and we were having a discussion about the chick who is suing her parents for being born, of all damn things.
What the hell? I haven't seen this, but I just read the first subtitle, and I'm like, I don't want this person to speak ever.
Why don't you have a few decades late version of an abortion like most Democrats like?
Well, actually, Christopher Titus does a joke about he calls it post-birth abortion. When your children are like 7 or 8 and they're driving you crazy.
They did that in Cartman or in South Park with Cartman. His mom wanted a 37th trimester abortion.
I'm trying to figure out why this person looks like Dylan Mulvaney.
Yeah, it looks like a tranny demon.
Because they all look the same.
Tranny demon. Yeah.
Well, whenever you guys are ready for me to hit play,
Sure.
I will do so. It's a minute and 11 seconds if we can all hold our applause.
Yeah, go ahead.
My
Well,
parents for having.
Oops, sorry.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
I sued my parents for having me without my permission.
But why?
And because I did not consent to being here.
How were they supposed to ask for your consent before you were born?
I was unaware that I was going to have to grow up and get a job.
It's because somebody does not want to work, wants to be a couch potato.
I just didn't consent to that. They didn't try to contact me in any way before I was born.
Lady, we do not have the technology to contact unborn children yet. Maybe iPhone 79.
Before I was born to see if I actually wanted to be here.
Consent for every damn thing these days. Like, guess what? If I don't like the way you're talking to me, I'm not going to ask your consent to punch you in the fucking mouth.
How American of you, Slender Dad. Just immediate violence. My
I mean, this makes me feel a violent urge just in the deepest recesses of my soul. Like,
just bore them with a word salad. That's what most British people do who sound like me and act like me and talk like me. Just keep speaking and drive them insane that way.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm pretty eloquent, but I'm also pretty violent. So
this makes
rare
me
among
wish.
Americans.
This makes me wish I had a time machine so I could go back to the night that this person was conceived, look at her mother and say, swallow. For the love of God, swallow.
Go to California.
I feel like you're holding back,
If you
Slender.
did not want to be here, then why did you come? Maybe they should sue you for coming into their house and drinking their milk and free cereal and now complaining.
And that's why I sued them. So yeah, if you are pregnant right now, you need to hire a psychic medium and ask your child if they actually want to be here.
What the father?
Wait a minute. Can you,
Her parents made a mistake.
I got to see that ending part again. Can you replay it?
Sure. Which part, sweetie?
Just him. What
Oh, okay. One sec.
I
There you
love
go.
that part.
What the father? No, I agree with her. Her parents made a mistake.
One, Papa Cotton did call Dong, although I did not see it Adam's apple. I think that if a person has this position, butt sex, she should be limited to butt sex for the rest of her life. Because I wouldn't. Who's going to say that this trend will not continue? The kid will sue her. Her kid will sue her. Will she have kids? Is it a she? This is a ridiculous argument. This is all about living.
She doesn't deserve to have kids. Like, normally,
That sounds
I
very
would say
German
it's a
of
free
you, Slender
country,
Dad.
but there are certain people that you should just be like, nope. You do not need to continue contributing to the gene pool in any way, shape, or form ever.
Oh, a bit of eugenics. My goodness.
That is a good point. So why do they always look like this? I don't
I
know.
know.
They do have like the same kind of look. It's.
Well, they are communists. They are all supposed to look the same, act the same, sound the same.
Like plain Janes. Like
Mm.
just I don't. This is about living victimhood. Slender was bringing up like how do you do what is it's about living victimhood. This is how far it's gotten, and I cannot even fathom how any court is going to take this seriously. Right? If you take God out of the courtroom, how are you going to bring incarnation into the courtroom? I don't get it. How do you present this
weaponize
case?
weakness? Just continue to weaponize the weakness because no one has a concrete solution against it, and keep appealing to victimhood. Appeal to the victimhood hierarchy. Be as weak as you can, and that's how you prevail. If you fail once, well, you try again, and that's exactly what these parasitic people do.
You know what the problem with that is, though, is you have basically made a pressure cooker situation where the strong people will tolerate that weakness and can be manipulated by that weakness to an extent.
That's exactly what they
Sooner or
want.
later, the boy who cried wolf doesn't get the help he wants. And when he starts demanding the help and doing these little pathetic acts of violence that you always see these crazy lefties doing that they say is okay because they feel threatened, sooner or later their pathetic acts of violence will be met with commensurate, if not excessive, response that
Which
will
is
break
exactly what they want to justify their victimhood
them.
hierarchy.
They want that, but I don't think they understand what they are asking for.
Oh, of course not.
It will be very bad if it actually happens in earnest.
So Soul says the psychic medium sounds like a potential grift. Walton could get into some cash, scam the maniacs. You know what? Why not? Right? Make money off of it. I get. They'll believe anything, dude. If I do a tarot channel, I'm just gonna do those general tarot readings, right? Just a card a day. You know, if this resonates with you, I hate those videos. If this resonates with you, this is meant for you. Bullshit. This is let me make a general. People build channels off of general statements. I look at. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to segue there. This is the. Do you okay? Is this person trolling? That was my first thought when I.
Well done.
It's a well done troll. If it is trolling, because this can't be serious. That can't be serious. Look at
doesn't look like a woman. Doesn't. It really doesn't.
Here's the problem. They're pulling the shell game where they'll keep saying it's trolling if it doesn't work. But if it works, they'll say they were serious.
Kind of like bring back dueling. I understand. Yeah, that's where I'm at with that too. You know, like I'm just joking. It's a satire. You know, we shouldn't bring back dueling. But you know, if we get the fuck around and find out legislation passed, you know,
every damn thing that came out of her mouth should indicate she should be locked up in a mental institution.
That is true. The deinstitutionalization of America, I think, has led to this issue. So we closed most of the insane asylums, Hornioff says, and they are walking the streets with us. Yeah, there's nobody.
The inmates are running the asylum at this point.
Well, one could argue the same problem is happening with what do you call it? Oh gosh, of course, it's headstream brain. But when they closed the orphanages and made everyone foster parents, and then a lot of these people are just like, sure, I can foster 20 kids. Just send me the money, and they can all live in the basement in cages.
No shit. Yeah, I had a friend who kind of went through that too. Yeah, he was, parents who really weren't interested in being parents and just like fostered all these kids to get free money from the government and didn't raise them well. You know, the poor kids. Within they're adults now, but
exactly. They don't do enough background checks because some of the kids are more traumatized in the foster home than they ever were with their supposed parents.
Yeah, and I mean. Yeah, that's a whole other topic, you know, because you're right. They don't do enough checks. A lot of those kids go and get into even more abusive situations with people who are unfit. People who are unfit, like whatever this is. Guys, I'm getting a Muppet vibe. Are you getting a Muppet vibe with this one? You know,
I could kind of see, yeah.
You throw a couple colors on it. She's in the Cotton Connection. Yeah, I think that. I think that's plausible. I think I might send that to Snow. I think I might suggest that. This is what's up, Zax? Thank God, Zax. We don't know what this is. Could you tell us this is a man or a woman? I guess we're taking a poll at this point.
It's American.
It's American.
It's an American.
Well, didn't you hear there's that somewhere in California they're trying to pass in one of their school districts that grammar school teachers can only refer to children with they them pronouns. They're not allowed to use the masculine or gender pronouns anymore, so this way the children won't accidentally be misgendered.
Can't they just use their name?
Yeah.
But what if my pronouns aren't they, them, and I find it offensive that you would use the incorrect pronouns like that?
Well,
Sue your teacher.
How do you teach them the proper grammar?
You don't.
It's all part of the plan. The whole idea is to muddy up the language because the less ability you have to describe the world around you, the harder it is for you to share your observations, and the truth about life.
Mm.
It all just becomes smoke and mirrors. You can,
And you're easier to control as well.
you can create all these illusions, and there's no way to disprove them through spirited discussion because all the definitions have changed. So you're just stuck in a lie.
CJ really hits the nail on the head with his super chat.
Oh, yep. CJ Entertainment for Canadian 220. Thank you very much, brother channel member. Thank you for all your support. It's all leading to 15-minute cities and made.
Canadian healthcare. My goodness.
This just makes me want to be frozen right now so I can wake up 100 years from now and be the smartest person on the planet.
Could you imagine, Deesh, if you went into a Canadian hospital?
No.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, you've grown a new arsehole, Deej. Well, here's
No. If I was in a Canadian hospital, I would have had a vagina by the time they were done.
Oh no, it's bleeding. The world's first real transgender person.
Speaking of that, can we please support Deej? Guys,
Oh God, he's got another one. Chat. What the hell? How many of these did you have made up today?
No, Sherry. This is all from the lovely Sherry. Thank you, Sherry, very much for being so supportive of DJ's plight. And if you guys could help him out, he has a second bleeding back hole. The doctors fucked up. They took his scrotum, gave him another asshole. It's a real mess. And if you could please help him out, support GoFundMe. There's also another aspect to that. If we can hit that mark, DJ will be showing off for us in a Slave Leia costume, and that's something I think that our community deserves. I think it's something that we could all get behind. Strongly get behind. Hands on his shoulders, supporting someone being so stunning and brave in this community. So you're helping a man who has been hurt, lost his sack, putting on a bikini. Could you? And this is something for us. This is a very important stand for we the fans, and a statement to Disney Lucasfilm as well. So please support him, and thank you.
That may be your opinion on the matter, author Stephen Walton, but as far as I am concerned, I threw a donation there, but I'm hoping he comes up $5 short. Just so that
Deej is gonna need a 2-thong bra.
Actually,
for his
folks,
assholes.
Actually, folks, you can leave the donation, and there should be a little thing that you can write a little note to in it. You can put not towards the bikini.
All this money is going toward this bikini, and Drew Taylor is going to wax him. All right, he's going to make sure there's no hair.
See, this is where you screw up. You started in with the waxing bullshit. Nobody wants to see and hear that.
If you wax his ass, it may bleed again, and a third asshole might form.
You just took it to a whole nother level, Ryan. I don't even know where to go with that. If we have 3 back holes,
would that mean
would they all bleed?
Klingort?
I don't know. But we want to thank Pickles, and we want to thank Field for both. You're going to stand with him to protect Deej's both of his holes. He has 2 holes now. They're going to protect both his back holes while he is presenting himself to the community in the Slave Leia costume, from Supreme Heretic. Thank you very much, guys. No, seriously, the hospital, he had an incident, and he's been trying to recoup money from having to fix his truck months back, and it's been very difficult for him. So if you guys could share out a link for that GoFundMe, if you will, greatly appreciate that. Thank you, guys.
I'm gonna have a talk with Sherry about all these memes.
Oh no, you're not. Sherry's doing her job, sir. She's doing her job. Ryan, why don't you go ahead and get your article ready for
Sure.
Sir.
I've never shared a screen before, so I might as well try this. Alrighty then.
Cool. What is up, Papa Cotton in the chat? Managing moderator of my channel. Respect Papa Cotton. He will, if he about something or ease up on something, please listen to him. That is the man. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for supporting the channel, brother, and and just being unbending and supportive. Zach's picture says that where is it? I didn't even click it. Zach said he's betting on woman, but it's a 60-40 split. I trust Zach's because every time Zach comes into a chat, it gets kind of gay. Like he has this kind of weird. He really has an ownership of his masculine and feminine energy, and we appreciate that. Thank you.
He's jacked.
See, we don't want a third hole back there because Zombie points out it'd be like fingering a bowling ball.
Oh, Zombie. My goodness.
All right, let's see. And Ryan, go ahead and take it away, brother.
Well, I can't see all of the esteemed guests, so this is the first time I've ever shared my screen on a stream before. I feel kind of uncomfortable, but according to the Sun, I know a tabloid rag. The vision of the future, as this writer Sean Keach, what a name, tried the Apple Vision Pro, what he likes to call, or she, we don't know in this day and age, what she calls the sci-fi VR goggles that left he, him, she, her, whatever the fuck, overjoyed but with big questions. As Apple is recreating what it did with your hands with the iPhone, but for your face. Now, I find this very exciting, ladies and gentlemen, despite the fact that it is very, very expensive, nearly $3,500, which, whew, that's like a year's worth of money for me. Because I'm very poor, but it looks very streamlined, which you can expect from an Apple product. They call it a spatial computer. Remember those all-in-one computers, folks? Except it's in goggle form. It's like having a ski mask, but it's also a computer. It's really well out there, and it reminds me, folks, of Ready Player One, both the book and the film, which I thought would never be possible. But
I am sure that is very intentional on their part.
Yes. I think it's a propaganda effort on their part, which is good. Slender Dad's the tech expert, folks. I'm just the Imagineer, and of course, people of color person. And I personally think we got about 22 years to go until Ready Player One, because that was set in 2045. And Apple. They showed off the goggles, as it were. When they revealed the price, everyone was like, "Oh!" And I would have fainted if I was standing up. And it was leaked, but of course Zuckerberg and his lizard people over at Meta, they didn't like this product. Why would they? It represents something that they've been trying to get into for years now. Zuckerberg literally built his brand on Meta and the metaverse. But I think this is a good technological leap forward, the most innovative thing that Apple have done, well, since the Apple Watch, which was quite something. And this is more of an opinion article, so that's why I'm just going down. But I think the conclusion to the article was really something, folks. I'm just scrolling down to have a look at it. Where is that damn ending? See, no white people. Chinese woman, black woman. Oh, there was a white guy with his kids, probably not his own. And where is it? Yes, this is everything you need to turn your face into an iPhone. And I thought that was the most eye-catching part of this whole article, as that this product, although it is just the first stage, could represent, well, a future in which people go out today with phones in their pockets. 20, 30 years ago, those kinds of touchscreen phones would have been considered a fantasy. Who knows? By the end of the decade, you could be seeing so many wonderfully crazy people just wearing these out into the open. Maybe not the Vision Pro, but the Vision Pro Mark X. The possibilities are endless. And now I will hand it over to Slender Dad so he can tear apart everything I've just said with all of his technical stuff. Can I stop sharing now? Because I want to see everyone again.
No, because Walton fell out of the room.
Well, so the first problem we run into here is that this isn't really that. Oh, well, now we lost another one. This isn't really that new a technology. In all actuality, I mean, augmented reality has been available on devices for quite some time. This is just taking that augmented reality aspect and integrating it into a VR headset. And I mean, okay, cool. You can look at your wall and it turns into a giant TV screen that you can watch a movie on. But as I said before, who are you marketing that to? Because I'm not going to buy one of these for each of my 5 kids and another one for my wife and another one for myself and spend $21,000 so that we can all sit down and watch a movie together when I could just buy like a $2,000 TV. And then we have a nice big screen. We got good audio. We've got everything. It's $3,500 when I can go buy an Oculus Quest for $300. What are they going for here? Are you marketing it to like young 20-something single people who can barely make their rent, let alone their ramen stipend for the month? Because there's just not a whole lot there. That most kids are going to use their phone. Most adults are going to use their computer. If you really want that headset experience, you're going to buy the $300 Oculus because it's just such a, like, the technology is not that much different. So I don't even know why they're asking $3,200 more.
That's a really interesting point. But you're right, the price difference, because we've
I
been
know
creating.
they're probably deving a whole bunch of software on the back end that's going to be Apple exclusive because Apple never fucking plays with any of the other tech creators. But like, I'm sorry, I'm not spending an extra $2,000, $3,000 on your shit system so that you can pay your shit developers who haven't made something creative in the last 20 fucking years.
It'll be interesting to see if Apple makes the same mistake that they did back in the 1980s when every educational system was getting Apple computers to teach, us little ones basic. Except because Apple refused to let any other manufacturer create parts or, at the time, software for their machines, that the PC just beat them out. Commodore 64, I know that's like 100 years ago for all you youngsters, but I mean, the Commodore 64 was under everybody's Christmas tree that year because they wanted a computer for their kids to use, everything that they were learning in school. And I guarantee you that if Apple would have been cheaper and had more software available, it would have been, hey, we're going to buy a home computer. Well, sure, we'll get whatever the kids have at school. It'll be easier for them. So I remember taking my little cassette tapes with my homework from school, bringing them home to finish up on my Commodore. But yeah, we would have had an Apple if they weren't idiots.
Well,
and what's really creative about this? Like you say, you're excited because it's so imaginative.
It's the next step.
You
It's
took Google
everything.
Glass and a VR headset and you smashed them together.
Yeah, this is the most innovative thing, and I'll say this before I say what I was going to say beforehand. But it's innovative in that it brings everything together, as it were. That's why I said in my statement that it's a sort of new version of an all-in-one. Of course, the technology may not be commercially viable at the moment, although I will point out, just as a final point before I try to encourage Ladonis to highlight CJ's super chat. He should have highlighted the actual super chat rather than the comment super chat, but to each their own. That if the original iPhone were released today, it would have, accounting for inflation, cost users $850. Now, at price at the time, it was $600. Shows you how much inflation has changed, folks. But I think that personally, if I were in Apple's shoes, I would have kept this in development for a good few years and then release it at a more affordable price. They seem to be trying to corner the market as Facebook tried to do with VR. That's why they changed it to Meta and showcase the metaverse, and they fell on their ass. So you could well be right, Slender Dad. This is a step too far too quickly. But I do see this as having the potential to do to the industry what the iPhone did all those years ago when I was a wee boy. And hopefully Ladonis can show CJ's super chat. There we go.
Yeah, I was trying to wait until you guys were in the middle of another discussion. CJH for 550. Thank you so much, dude. He said, look around at. They are starting construction projects for the cities already. This new silver will help them throw people in the cities.
As a great way of
I am lost
command
on this
and
topic.
control.
Anybody?
It's
Well,
an idea to keep everything within 15 minutes, as it were, hence the 15-minute cities. So if there is trouble, if there is a new civil war, the establishment hope to win, and then in the new Reconstruction era, they will create these 15-minute cities. Take your guns, take your rights. That's what I think more and more, is that the establishment wants to provoke ordinary people into violent action to justify the tyranny they really want to bring into practice. It's like red rag to a bull, as it were. And Americans, though they are very strong, very courageous most of the time, they're not the smartest bunch of people, and it's quite easy to provoke Americans, unfortunately, mostly to the detriment of those who provoke them, but not this time, unfortunately.
Well, honestly, the new Civil War in America, and we shouldn't comment on this more than, unfortunately, my statement, so that Steven's channel doesn't get in trouble. But there are quite a few outside the mainstream media that are very worried for a particular Republican candidate's safety and life. That they won't make it to the actual campaign, because I honestly think that the outsiders would like to help him meet the afterlife sooner than he had planned. To then, if they thought January 6th was an insurrection, you know, you take Midwest militias with Southern rednecks and all of us other crazy people,
Chicago.
and exactly, you know, the few Reds left in Chicago, we will be the force that they accused us of being on January 6th.
And I mean, you live in Chicago, so you have like wartime battle experience. So
I, you know, as much as we've been put through already, you know, considering, I know, touchy subject, last election, which, you know, in my opinion is a farce. You know, like, it seems like year after year, the establishment keeps pushing more and more. What can we get over them? What can we do to them? What can we do to them now? You know, COVID. What can we do to them now? How much bullshit? How much control can we have over them? How many? And they'll just hand it over, because most people just want cheeseburgers and their TV. You know, they're not really thinking about what's going on within the political spheres around them. And the observations that I have made over the last several years, especially being involved in this YouTube community, because I can't read everything. Like CJ brought this up, and I'm like, I don't know what the hell's what. And I remember hearing about it from like you know, like Vinny and ETAP and Tony and those guys talk about this stuff.
Great guy.
But it is, there's so much going on. It just seems like year after year for me keeps pushing us to the limit. How many rights can we take away? How much damage can we do without anyone noticing? And the fact that most of the measures are in the pocket of, they are all in the same message. Media company supports, says the political group. They're all in the same pocket. We're not getting any real good information. We're not getting like on the ground information like we used to. You know, back remember when the cable news first started, guys? How much with coverage from like everything from war to everything else. Oh, 24 hours news, 24 hours. And we got opinion and we got fact. We don't get that anymore.
Well, look at the timing.
It's robbing
of
us
it too.
of,
I mean,
of the ability
at the beginning
to
of the
discern
week,
what is actually going on around us. And as far as what Tina brought up, I'm surprised he isn't dead already. The way that the election was handled, the way that that farce of it was not an insurrection. There's people protesting bullshit that was going on right out in the open in front of our faces, with electoral laws being broken. Farce, in my opinion. and those were people, they were standing up and saying, we've had it. And of course, then you saw the media paint it in a certain light. It's an insurrection. If that was a real insurrection, there would have been gunshots. There would have been police that were put down. There would have been hostages. And it wasn't.
I mean, that
violent.
insurrection looked tamer than the Summer of Love that we had just finished off.
When you look at the different, I'm sorry to rant on this for a minute, but you look at
Lollapalooza in Chicago.
you look how what Black Lives Matter and freaking what was Antifa doing for the last previous years while they were freaking out because Orange Man bad, because the establishment candidate, the one owned by the owners, the elite families, the establishment itself, a candidate didn't get in, and somehow the matrix glitched. Actually, people's votes actually mattered for once, whether you like the guy or not, and the whole freaking system freaked out, and we had years of the establishment putting just appearing on corners in different cities to be used as weapons to create chaos, and they all pointing at the one candidate, at the person that they didn't want to get elected. Like he was doing any of that, and it was stabilize us to upset the order, upset the system they create and they control, that we're not allowed to stand up and say we don't like. We're not allowed. So I'm surprised the guy's still alive. And if he gets elected, I'm voting for him just because. Fuck the establishment.
Hey, the best way to have a free and fair election when your opponent rigs it is to rig it yourself, so both sides have the same freedom and fairness. We're all like Han Solo, riding through the asteroid field, as it were, folks. We have to duck and dive to survive. And in some circumstances, you've got to bite your tongue. In other circumstances, you've got to go all out. Take it as a case-by-case basis, because you have to be maneuverable against an establishment that will do whatever it can to stay in power. That's why I call us the Alliance of Alternatives, made up of all sorts of great people with different perspectives, such as myself and Ladonis and Slender Dad and Two Ass Man and the lovely Lady Bojan. The name
Two Ass Man, really?
Yeah.
Two Ass Man, thanks.
I love teasing Americans because they don't understand British humor.
I do. I watched Benny Hill.
Good. I can't run that well.
Does anybody else have any?
Well, I've spoke my piece. I think Slender Dad was trying to say something.
Oh, just when you talk about what they think they can get away with and everything else, like, did you guys hear what happened at the beginning of this week? Like, a committee had to subpoena these guys for documents, but basically there's documentation that specifically states that during his time as vice president, Joe Biden very likely took a $5 million bribe from a foreign nation. Him and his son both. But we don't hear anything about that because right afterwards, Trump gets indicted, and what is the 24/7 news cycle covering? Not the current sitting president.
That's the double standard to wind you up, to press you to action. What's that birdie?
Memes of Destruction says, "Hey, friend, should we legalize dueling?" Yes, satirically, unless it actually happens. I am fully behind the fuck around and 5 out legislation. Totally. But I mean, if it actually happens, but if not, it's satirical. No, it's not. It's a joke. We shouldn't just, challenge people to holes and then just be done with them and get rid of them. No, we should.
Well, hopefully
that's completely inhumane.
Well, hopefully all the super chats go to fixing Deej's anus. Fingers crossed.
No, the super chats go to Walton.
And they will in turn go to a bikini.
No, they're going to Walton. Oh, you're going to buy a bikini to wear? Okay. There you go, folks. All your super chats
don't twist that. No.
For Walton to wear.
No.
Walton, fix his anus.
Damn it.
You always talk about dicks. You might as well talk about buttons as well.
Thank you, Pete.
Oh, no.
Zombie Box Reviews. I'm not much. This is not much, but it helps a little. I appreciate every little bit helps. Thank you very much. And if you, there's a GoFundMe pinned in the chat and in the description. If you guys could help DJ out, he's got two assholes. and we feel bad for him. And please help with his transition into slavery.
Hey, there's
falling
no
on hard
transition.
The world's
He's
first
fallen on hard
successful
times.
transgender operation.
So help a brother out. Thank you guys so much. What this community does, we help people out, and like I like what what do you call us, a federation? What do you say it was?
An alliance of alternatives. It
us.
doesn't matter who we
Alliance.
are. Doesn't matter what attitudes we have, Stephen. That's why I'll interact with anyone. Saints, sinners, snakes, psychos, sickos. If you hate the establishment, you've got a friend in me. That's why I'm kind of amoral to the point of just not giving a damn if you're a snaky bastard. Let's take out even bigger snakes together.
Take it.
Can't argue with that.
Papa Cotton says I'm allowed to say I don't tolerate adults sex without the express permission from their parents. For example, sex. I mean, with kids, yeah, but I mean, I think I think sex ed. I think health and sex ed. That's they need to. I think let's face it. How many you one when you were going through school, at least for.
Well, also bear in
that
mind the
sixth or
sex
seventh
ed
grader
that
that's
children
having a
are
kid.
getting today is very different from the sex ed that we got.
Well, I
Exactly.
received
talk
sex
about that.
education. I received sex education classes about 8 years ago, and yes, they were teaching us how to put condoms on plastic penises. They're sick bastards. I refuse to do it.
I went to Catholic both grade school, high school, and college. So I didn't learn anything with the rhythm method. But I honestly have to tell you, though, that I learned how to keep my knees closed until I was 23.
Or
So-
until you're married. One of
You
those.
go, girl.
Exactly. So, hey, I can't tell you. I mean, out of 210 girls that I graduated with, at least 29 of them either were pregnant at graduation, could not attend graduation because they recently gave birth, or had to drop out of school because they gave birth prior to senior year of high school.
Damn.
So, hey, my mom's fear of saying, if you come home pregnant, I'm dragging your ass to the clinic the next day. That put the fear of God in me and my mother. And I
Who
was a
the
good girl for
hell
quite a while.
gets a schoolgirl pregnant? I mean, come on, man. Oh, wait, don't use that term. That's Joe Biden's term. Moving on.
A boy, I would probably.
Yeah, he would also say that
I don't
too.
know. That's. All right, Ryan. All right. Going forward, take us away on this this topic. I wanted to cover this while he's with us before he goes off. To he's the social guy. He's got another stream to head to. So, Tina, please take it away.
I can be an hour late. That's all right. I'll be fashionably late, and I'll just grin in front of Hypno's hypnotic face and say, "You ain't reaching 30,000 by the end of the month. I look forward to my free promotion on July the 4th, 2023, because I'm British, you see, rubbing salt in the wound." Now, breaking. California bill would charge parents who don't affirm transgenderism, also known as tranny demonism, with child abuse. Talk about, being hypocrites.
I'm for it. I like it. I think they should run that bill.
My God.
Here's the thing. They are sending excessive amounts of blue voters to Texas. If they pass that bill, all the red voters are gone. They're like every red voter who has a family is gone. They're probably going to go to Texas, balance it back out, and the GDP of California on the whole will fall. So I'm for it.
That's very good. Use the DeSantis model and you'll turn any purple state into a solid red one, though. An updated bill in California has introduced the inclusion of affirming a child's sexual transition as a requirement for parental responsibility and child welfare. This means that failing to affirm tranny demonism for a child would be considered abusive according to the proposed California State Family Code. Do you want me to continue?
Why don't you read the next paragraph and then I'll scroll it down for you.
Thank you, Tina. AB 957 successfully passed California's state assembly on May the 3rd and subsequently underwent amendments by a co-sponsor in California's state senate on June 6th. The proposed amendment to Section 3011 of the Family Code outlines several factors that the court must consider when determining the best interests of the child in custody proceedings.
So great. So this is going to be like instead of moms accusing dads of diddling kids to get full custody, they're now going to pull up this gender affirming care bill. And God help any father that wants to be able to see their children.
Because the judicial system in the West does favor women. This addition suggests blooper. Let me try that again, folks. I'm not 100% perfect. This addition suggests that a parent's support and affirmation of their child's self-identified gender would become a crucial factor in evaluating the child's well-being in custody cases. This bill proposes two changes to existing law. First, it states that if one parent objects to a name or gender marker change to affirm a minor's gender identity, the court should strongly consider that affirming the minor's gender identity is in the child's best interest. This does not require the court to side with the objecting parent, but adds it blooper. But adds
Hey,
it
Brian,
has a factor
isn't
to
it
consider.
getting to the point on your side of the pond where they're starting to realize that this gender affirmation shit is really bad?
Yeah, to the point where they're
shutting down
getting,
hospitals, right?
Yes, and there is a consideration, Slender Dad, that the Gender Recognition Act of 2005, which was the gateway door for the tranny demons, as I like to call them, just a little play on words, as it were. The conservative government is thinking of repealing that law entirely, so you cannot legally change gender. Should I continue?
Yeah, I just wanted to see if like the pendulum's swinging the other way everywhere but the psycho states.
Yes. Second, in child custody proceedings, the court would be required to consider a parent's affirmation of their child's gender identity when determining the best interest of the child. This bill does not uniquely impact parental rights and is in line with the court's responsibility to make decisions based on the child's best interest. That sounds like a bit of a red flag, if ever there was one. When you say that gender affirmation is in the child's best interest for health, safety, and welfare, it takes nothing to say non-affirmation is now abuse because you're not taking care of the health, safety, and welfare. Oh, do you want to say something?
Yeah.
Go on.
These are two conflicting viewpoints because gender affirmation, especially when you get to the end game of gender affirmation, which is, cutting your dick off, cutting your breasts off, cutting something off, making fake rotting body parts to replace them.
Having abscesses that bleed like a...
Hey.
Well, it's more real. If they had an abscess in the rotting thingy, then
Lord.
It would be more realistic. They would actually have period. Please continue.
Health, safety, welfare. Okay, your health is severely diminished. You're probably going to die of cancer within a decade or two. Your safety, these surgeries don't always go well. So why are you taking an unnecessarily unsafe risk? And welfare, you are going to be paying so much money for your ongoing health care after that your welfare is fucking gone. It is not in the child's best interest for health, safety, or welfare. None of them.
And this is said by a San Francisco attorney, Erin Friday, probably a lesbian. Can you go down?
Absolutely.
Thank you. The proposed California bill that would charge parents who do not affirm tranny demonism with child abuse has ignited a contentious debate, that's putting it mildly, as the bill makes its way through the legislative process. It is likely to face further scrutiny and potential modifications. And, well, on the first point, it should receive more scrutiny. The California Capital Connection has opposed the bill as they believe it undermines the existing law that allows parents to object to their child's request for a change of gender and/or name on official document.
Not that anything changes, because once it goes to the courts, they're going to let it happen anyway.
They argue that the bill would force family courts to disregard parental objections and rule in favor of the minor's request, arguing that parents should have the final say in major decisions affecting their children, which sounds sane to me. They also reference religious beliefs and natural gender distinctions as additional reasons for their opposition. Does anyone have anything to say before I move on to the next paragraph?
This whole article reminds me of the meme of the little blonde girl that says, "Wait a minute, I can't pick my bedtime, but I can pick my gender."
Mm.
So if I affirmed everything that my child requested, one of my children would be Godzilla at this point. Another one would have chopped off their arm and their leg and replaced it with automail because they really loved Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh.
Like, and they would eat nothing but ice cream. Like,
Well,
they'd be dead from the sugar.
Well, yes, that's a one-way street to obesity right there. How American of your kid. The California Parents Union also emphasized the importance of judges making objective and unbiased decisions based on the law and the facts before them, particularly when it involves a significant and potentially life-altering issue. The CPU highlighted the controversial nature of changing a minor's gender and expresses concerns about the potential consequences of such decisions within the proposal. And I don't think there's anything more to this article.
And what else do you
You are
affirm?
correct.
When your 4-year-old says, "I want to be a fireman when I grow up," do you say, "All right, well, I'm going to affirm that shit. Get on the truck. Go into that fucking building. There's people passed out in there. You're going to have to carry them out. If you don't, you die in the fire with them." Like, you don't just affirm everything everyone wants, because some people can't do certain things. Some people don't get to be certain things. You play the hand you're fucking dealt.
I do like to thank everyone for listening to my my quotation of this article. I know a few bloopers, but I do try my best. But yeah.
That was an
Good
excellent
statements by
take.
Well,
Splendid
Ryan,
Dad
thank you,
and
man.
Tina.
Tina, go ahead.
I was just saying that they did an excellent reading,
Oh, thank you.
and I would agree. Obviously, as a parent, as many of us on the panel are, it's absolutely frightening. I mean, there are children. I call them children, but there are 17, 18-year-olds that are coming into college completely anxiety ridden because they don't know what their major is. There is what the medical evidence that says your brain, your skull doesn't completely form and your brain doesn't completely finish growing until you're now like 24 or 26 years old.
Yeah, I think it's 25 off the
26.
top of my head. Oh.
Oh, there you go. I knew the number. It was something in the 20s. And I mean, in the States, you can keep your children, as long as they're not full-time employed anywhere, on your health insurance until they're 26.
Oh. How interesting.
And their kids aren't moving out of their parents' homes until they're
Cost of
close
living.
to 30. Right, because of cost of living, aren't moving out of their parents' homes until they're close to 30. But we are saying that a 12-year-old can make decisions
Well, they
on
are
surgical
saying,
changes
I'm
to
sure,
the body.
I'm sure no one on this panel believes that a child has any right to determine their gender/sexual identity.
No, they don't even know no,
Tina,
absolutely not.
when you talk about the college thing, it makes me go back to how I'm kind of on the fence about a lot of other countries do mandatory military service. And like, I'm kind of thinking there would be a lot of benefit to it at this point, because I went to a community college for about 6 months and decided this was not going to fucking work for me. So I joined the military, and they were like, "What do you want to do?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I like computers." And they were like, "Oh, well, we're going to make you an electronics technician. You'll be able to fix computers." They lied. It has nothing to do with fucking computers. That's ITs. I was an ET, but they wanted ETs in the Navy at the time. So that's what they put me in.
Are they still using Windows XP in the military, Slender Dad?
Some of their network software, I think, is Windows NT. I don't know. They pay Microsoft to extend support sometimes. So, but here's the thing: once I got to school and realized, hey, I'm learning electronics, I'm not learning computers. Well, too fucking bad, recruit. you're going to finish the school and then you're going to go to the fleet and you're going to do this shit. I didn't get to change majors. I didn't get to go in. Well, you can go in unassigned, but then you're just a boatsman's mate or like you're a line handler all the time. So, but like if you can, you just go in. They teach you a trade, usually a trade that you can, monetize in the civilian world once you get out. And they force your ass through it. And so if there was mandatory military service, I think that might take some customers away from colleges too. And I hate colleges at this point. I think they're the bane of everyone's existence, and they ruin people. So I'm leaning closer toward that mandatory.
I think the main reason why it's not done in the United States, in say, for example, it's done in South Korea, is mainly because there isn't the imminent threat on the horizon that South Korea has with North Korea. That's why they have.
No, our imminent threat comes from within.
Exactly. And in my view, if there was a push for mandatory military service of, say, 3 to 5 years from the late teens to early 20s, it would face a lot of opposition, mainly within the administration, especially, as you pointed out, in the education system.
It would face a lot of opposition. Yeah. And although I think it's all in all a good thing, I don't think that our military has that many problems yet that we need to resort to it. I just think the kids aren't growing up and the colleges aren't helping them. Like, what makes you grow up quicker than anything? Throw them in the shit.
I think a great way of dealing.
You go around, you see the world, you're gonna grow up.
Well, I think a great way of dealing with this indoctrination problem is to cut all federal and state funding for. We would in the United Kingdom call them universities. I think you guys call them colleges. If you cut their funding, this bullshit will exterminate itself, mainly because of the fact that they'll have no funding to continue their lesbian art degrees and lesbian dance degrees and all that stuff. So
you make it a free market enterprise and they'll sort themselves out real quick.
Yeah.
Agreed. This bill is scary. Children do not know what they are, who they are in the world. That is the point of parenting, is to guide, that child into.
Well, maybe Northern California should join the Greater Idaho movement. Maybe they can say
that'll never happen. I wish it would. I like the idea of the Greater Idaho.
Well, it'll never happen politically, but it may happen culturally. As people within those areas, they can identify as Idahoan.
They can identify.
They can but the federal government will never redraw the maps. The federal government will never redraw the maps. The votes won't change.
And give their tax dollars to Idaho. You can identify as a woman. You can identify as a clown. You can also identify as a person from another state. And if all the state legislators did that, well, that's their identity.
You want to see what they're trying to push for the ultimate goal?
Sure.
Stephen, bigify me for a second.
What do you want?
Bigify me for a second.
Bigify you? All right.
Yeah, make him big.
This is what they're trying to push.
Oh my God!
Fucking hell,
Deej.
Oh boy, am I glad I stepped away at that moment.
Oh God.
That was a crime. That was a crime in the UK once.
I ate before this stream. It's coming back. It's coming back.
I was never happier that my cell phone was in a charger on the other side of the room.
Guys, please give this man money. There's a GoFundMe link in the description. And
You're so desperate for it, he's dancing. If you don't give him money, the bra comes off.
Cross-dressing.
There is. What the fuck? Oh, hey, I'm glad you're on time.
Deej, I fucking hate you.
How's the wildfires, Mr. Tickle Trunk? Is your house safe?
What? Sorry.
He now lives on in the sands of Tatooine.
I'm down in West Virginia. I'm not going to disclose any more than that. The smoke was coming as far as where I live. Like we got smoke from that.
Yeah.
Well, now I can
Lord.
tease Mr. Tickle Trunk instead of Slender Dad. Because Canadians understand British humor better than Americans.
Deej just teased us all.
Dude, I watched
I
Monty
think.
Python and the Flying Circus and all the British humor. I love dry British humor.
Well, good.
It's dark and it's dry. And Top Gear, I watched every season until they fired the people who were worthwhile. I immediately moved over to the Grand Tour.
Well, I just like to say I definitely enjoy a bit of dark humor. Black is the only color I wear these days.
Dig it. Mr. Tickle Trunk, how do you feel about DJ's second back hole?
What? Oh my god!
Yeah, he grew a new arsehole.
I was gonna make a joke about like a dry black forest fire, but
yeah,
I feel like I shouldn't be here. That's what I feel like.
Well, this poor man. There's more details coming out about what DJ went through, and if you guys could help share that GoFundMe or support him, because it's a man shouldn't go through these things, and he really he needs that emotional support, guys. He needs help.
Oh boy.
Thank you to the lovely Sherry's digging up more information on what's happened to DJ's ass, and apparently doctors left stunned.
There was no light bulb in my anus.
I mean, this is legit. This is.
Oh, I thought that was a microphone, because you do talk from your ass a lot.
That looks
Is
like
that
one of
home
them
or
fancy
is that
hard plastic LED light bulbs. Because I think if you tried to put an incandescent up there, there'd be a lot of stitches involved.
Well, it does look like visually, it does look like an incandescent, but I'm sure they have similar designs these days.
Have you seen a lot of X-rays of light bulbs in anuses? Is that what this is?
No.
No, but if you look,
As
right,
an expert,
you've got the coil down at the bottom that goes into the receptacle. Then there's this plastic shielding halfway up. With an incandescent, it'd just be glass all the way to the base. That plastic shielding is where they put the electronics and the LEDs, and then the dome is just so that it looks like a light bulb.
You see, Mr. Tickle Trunk, Slender Dad is the expert of light bulbs in anuses, not
I stand corrected.
I was an electronics technician for 10 years. I worked with LEDs and all sorts
light bulb anus expert Slender Dad.
When you got to remove one of those, the best way to do it is you actually hook it up, because then it generates that little bit of warmth to relax the muscles.
Ooh.
Then you go in there with the channel locks and you just fucking yank that shit out.
I was just going to say,
why are Westerners like this? You never hear shit like this from Russia or China or North Korea.
no, because they have the sense to
Because,
kill
Brian,
themselves.
we come up with creative solutions to unique problems.
My God.
No, that's because they have shame and they hide. This stuff,
When you
isn't
get
out in the
executed
open.
with an aircraft, anti-aircraft gun.
Yeah,
I can
or they blow you
understand.
up, yes.
You missed a lot today, Tickle Trunk.
Yeah, I'm sorry I'm late. I got stuck somewhere.
No, that's okay. I understand.
Stuck in a forest fire.
Yeah.
God damn. Yeah. So, did you?
I had to save a moose.
I don't even know. What did we go over? I don't want to talk about them kids anymore. I don't. That California bill is just awful.
Indy
Do
5?
you think, Mr. Tickle Trunk? Well, real quick, just go back on that
Yeah.
just for a moment. Do you think that a child or a 12-year-old
No.
has the? Okay, that's what I figured.
We have this thing called the. I'll say it. I said it once, and I've probably repeated myself 100 times already. Ask them why we have the age of consent, and keep asking the question until they answer it, because that is why it's not okay.
Mm-hmm.
There is the very reason we have it is why this stuff is not okay.
That's their final frontier. We all know this. They want to get rid of the age of consent.
No, there's more. No, dude. No, you don't know what I know the mind of a progressive. I have a progressive temperament. It's if you see a border or a wall, you push it. That's all you do.
Oh,
That was
the
quick.
old adage between the liberal asking, "What is this fence doing here? Let's get rid of it," and the conservative asking, "Who
Wow,
owns this
that
fence?
was
Do we
quick.
still need it?"
Thank you very much,
is this
Sherry.
the lovely Sherry again?
Damn it, Sherry, you're too fast on these things.
Wow, what is that? Like a 3-minute turnaround? That's good.
Damn. Now, would DJ not make room on the for Jack? You know, do you think that DJ would leave him in the ocean, the dresser, whatever that was? Which
Does this have to be on screen? Really? Does it?
I think
I feel like I'd rather.
The
feel
canvas is too small, folks. You need like a massive canvas.
I feel like I'd rather watch a beheading video, honestly, than
Likewise.
I think DJ would float very well and could be a raft for Jack.
Could be a raft for the whole Titanic people.
No, trust me, I can't float.
I'm really
DJ
scared,
could sue
Slender.
his parents.
What?
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just laughing because I obviously already have the Indy article up, and it's quite scary that the YouTube and internet's people must be listening to us talk because I just now have a Navy ad across the bottom of the screen.
Oh, sure. Zombie Box says I look like Rosetta in this picture.
Oh, shit. Poor Rosetta.
Bastard zombie.
Thank you so much for supporting today, man. I really appreciate it. He said the wildfires were started all at once. That U-Haul that hit the White House had a ship on fire. And words right before we got our fire in Nova Scotia. Damn.
Well, actually, the community college not too far from me, the College of DuPage, actually has satellite footage. I shared it in one of the Twitter group chats this week. That actually shows, like, literally just in a second, satellite coverage of the area where the fires are, and then all of a sudden 8 little fires and then 12 little fires have all started exactly the same time in this
Talk
one
about
particular area.
stand back and stand by, folks. One word from Sleepy Joe and Canada's up in flames. Payback for burning the White House.
From what I understand, there's already been two arrests at least already about this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they are.
Yeah,
so
this doesn't mean conspiracy at the top levels.
No,
of
it doesn't.
government.
It
They
just-
did that
it could
in
just mean-
California too. It's just a bunch of crazies who got together to do something fucking stupid.
Yeah, that's usually what it is. So they've had a couple of arrests. I don't know if they've gone anywhere, and I haven't confirmed that they actually have.
I wonder if they're actually Canadian or whether they're foreigners.
It could be anybody.
Scary stuff.
And
I
anarchists
do
exist.
think it was kind of funny the trolling people that were looking at the helicopters that were starting the backfires, going, look, they're starting the fires. I'm like, oh my god, you morons.
No, they're not.
Yeah, those are called fire lines.
Exactly.
It's you
Thank
burn
you
a
so much,
controlled
CJ.
area so that the fire can't continue to spread past that point.
Yeah. You starve it.
Yeah,
Well,
Papa,
they
pretty
gotta
much.
burn all. Oh, yeah, they got to burn all of those forests down so that they can build new cities for all the people who are coming into the United States, coming into Canada. Global warming as well. Global warming. It makes it all nice and warm so that most of Canada's rainforest, most of Canada's forests get turned into housing for Syrian refugees and other refugees, like the French refugee. And go from there.
You've got enough French here in Canada, thank you. We don't want to.
We're not going to share any more memes of Deej because he has to go change his pad. Take that with you, Will. It's private chat. It's in the private chat. That's what he said. Darren, what's going on, dude? Good to see you, brother. Hope to see you in the chat later on Sporky News Podcast. Guys, please go check out Sporky News Podcast later. Also, please check out Eat Sample Cooey and the Place to Be Reviews. And support your favorite content creators. Soul Assassin said, "What does Soul Assassin say? Did y'all see that shark attack in Egypt? What are you?"
Yeah, they
Egypt's a
grabbed
desert.
a shark and killed it.
That was it was horrible. There's this man that's out in the distance swimming. I don't know if he fell off a boat or was just taking a leisurely swim well off the coast. And they have video coverage of this shark coming and, attacking him. He's screaming for help.
Oh my
And
God.
then all the way to the point where, the shark pulls them under, and you don't see them anymore.
So I Google it, and I
Wow.
immediately get shark attacked in Egypt kills a Russian citizen. Ukraine did this.
Ah, damn.
I wouldn't put anything past them. They destroyed their own dams, so take that with grains of salt, folks, because no one's correct in this day and age anymore. That's why we just all have a great time, and let's burn Indiana Jones to the ground.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, let's do that. But real quick, I just wanted to ask one question to Mr. Tickle Trunks since he missed a little bit of the show here.
Yeah, sorry again.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I just wanted to ask your, just real quick.
Uh-oh.
Do you think a person can sue their parents for being born?
Sorry, my brain stopped working. Can you repeat that?
Can a person sue their parents for being born without their consent?
That is
how
one of the
progressive
dumb-
of you.
That's one of the dumbest fucking things I've ever heard. And I've been around for 40 years.
Hopefully, you're around for 40 more.
Thank you.
Okay, well, this is a thing. We covered it earlier. You should go check out a video of it later on. This is an
Oh, I
actual
think
thing.
she's wearing glasses. She's in a car or a van.
Yeah.
I'm amazed she can drive. My goodness, get that woman off the road.
No, that's a Karen in their natural habitat. They're in front of a phone in a minivan.
That's where I do most of my videos, jerk off. Thank you.
Hey,
That's why I said that.
it was
When
a
I
damn
a kid-
gauze pad, not a damn maxi pad.
You said
when-
in the chat you had to change your pad, and you've been bleeding. You showed a picture of you bleeding in your bed. I don't know. It's in Rogue Chat. It was there.
Well, when
I
I
thought
was
he
a
spilled a
kid,
pizza.
I was. Oh, go on. I'll make my comedy point later.
Go.
I was just saying that when I was a kid, folks, I was amazed when I discovered that women were allowed to drive. I had no idea. I never saw a woman drive a car when I was a kid.
You are,
man.
Ryan. You are a shoe-in for Mad Barber Entertainment. Please just hang out over there. You'll fit right in, dude. That
Yeah,
is
they
your
need to
lunch
meet.
table.
Well, hopefully, Mad Cheesemo welcomes me with open arms, and welcomes my British humor, and hopefully he doesn't
he'll love
shoot
it.
me with his American gun.
Dark, dry, intellectual humor. Mad will love you. You guys will get right along. Guarantee it. So for our final topic tonight, Tina Bojan, take it away for us.
Alrighty, Indy 5 tracking a week 60 million 5-day opening weekend. Oh, I keep forgetting that. Isn't it coming out like 4th of July weekend or something? It was a mistake on Disney's part to premiere Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny at the Cannes Film Festival. The reviews were mixed, and now the film has weeks of mediocre buzz before it launches June 30th. I'm not sure how this one can be saved. The film could also be looking at an underwhelming box office, at least based on what analysts are predicting. Indy 5 is currently tracking at 60 to 70 million over a 5-day holiday opening. The 5-day opening is down from the 151.9 million opening for 2008's Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, the film that does not exist. Indiana 5
Greatest
currently.
film ever.
I don't know what you're talking about. The Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is starting to look real good.
Yeah. Greatest film, the greatest Indiana Jones film ever made in the 21st century.
It's true. Indy 5 currently sits at a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes. The Disney PR machine needs to be cranked up a notch, but I don't think this one will be saved. Any comments before we continue?
You know what I love about the whole situation? Disney's finally feeling it because they're out of money.
Right.
Like
Yep.
they're out of money, and this, like, the Little Mermaid flop, pretty much just. It was completely unexpected, and they're not making enough money to get out of the red, but they're going into the red so fast right now that they're finally starting to worry about shit, and it's too late. This ship is going down. We're done.
And they're shutting down parts of their parks like all over the place.
They
Yeah, they have to.
completely
Really
shut
are.
down the Star Wars park.
Getting woke and going broke is a thing, and it amazes me that this like multi-million-dollar
With the hotel.
corporation.
With the hotel.
It's amazing to me that they allowed it to go this far. Like their hubris, their lack of understanding of their own customers, their need to push social agendas over creating content got them to this point.
Dude, if
Hence
there's
the
one thing
saying.
that leftists have none of, it's self-awareness, and this would require self-awareness.
Well, hence the saying, everyone has their time to rise and everyone ultimately fades away. When you've been there and done it for so long, folks, you tend to forget that there was a time when you weren't around. So you think you've always been around. That's like the old, the rise of the devil, thought he'd always been around, so he naturally thought he was like God and rebelled. That sort of mindset. No wonder. The sooner Disney goes under, the sooner Doomcock buys the rights to Disney, the better, because that's how far they will.
Hail to that.
Yeah, I just love that they're getting so desperate that they're considering selling off Lucasfilms all over again, and that I guess the most likely buyer is George Lucas.
Wouldn't that be incredible?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, like I said, he could do a documentary called Return of the Jedi about the purchase.
Yes, that would be brilliant.
And everybody would love
Oh
him.
my God.
Whatever he did, I don't think anyone would bitch. He'd have like at least a year and a half to produce whatever, and I think the fandom collectively would be like, yes, thank you.
Yeah, but I'm not buying the whole thing with Lucas buying it back.
Yeah, I'm not either.
No, I
No,
think
but
it's
it's a good fantasy.
Yeah, that's everyone can dream.
Yeah. A supervillain is not a news source, and anyone who think a supervillain is a news source needs their head examined. So half
Tina,
of America.
Go ahead, Tina.
Sure.
Oh, sure. I have a hard time seeing it earn 200 million domestically. Overseas grosses will have to be very good for it to break even. Remember, the budget for Indy 5 is a ridiculous 294 million. That ranks as the 7th most expensive film ever made.
Yep.
What's astonishing about this whole debacle is how confident Disney was on the finished product. So much so that they decided to screen it at Cannes more than 6 weeks before its release. Star Harrison Ford is 81. Is it any wonder that there are doubts if this could actually be pulled off? Ford isn't out of shape in the least bit, but he is set to become the oldest action star at the movies. Filmmaker James Mangold's 153-minute sequel will be released in theaters on June 30th.
Harrison Ford's not the oldest action star. What about Clint Eastwood? He was
That's a
old.
good
Clint
point.
Eastwood hasn't done a real action movie in some time now.
Yeah, that's the qualifier.
Because I
Yeah.
remember one of his later films, he was like going up against some young multicultural teenagers or something, and he looks like
That's
Looks like
Gran
90.
Torino, and he doesn't exactly do anything crazy in that movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's an amazing movie, and if you
It
haven't
is a
seen it, you need to see it. Get some
Yeah,
fucking
Grant,
help.
that is a really good movie, Slender. Is it me, guys, or does Harrison look out of breath in that picture? I'm not.
Harrison has
No.
looked out of breath for a decade now.
Yeah,
That-
he
that's-
looks like, where am I?
Oh, that's the look on my face when I heard the doctor out in the hallway say, I got to go poke a butt.
Well, from the trailer, this is actually the still of him after he does the crack the whip thing against a gun.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden, there's like 20 people in the room that pull a gun on him.
Mhm.
So it's kind of a callback to.
I thought it was just because he's
Right.
always high.
I would, honestly, like I could suspend disbelief for certain actors if I have a high level of nostalgia for their parts. Like, I can, but I have no faith in it's Kathleen Kennedy produced this. This is Disney Lucasfilm. I don't give a shit. I expect it to be terrible.
He's saying to himself,
You
"You're
know,
probably wondering how I got into this situation," and then a flashback to the movie.
And then the Duke boys will drive by and the
will this make Kingdom of the Crystal Skull look good?
yes. There's no doubt. This is gonna be worse than that movie. And that movie wasn't very good.
Wow.
Honestly, that movie was not very good overall, but when I compare it to what has been described as being Indy 5's core storyline, I'm like, maybe the alien thing wasn't so bad.
Yeah, maybe communists as an enemy is a good idea, and maybe the reason the film bombed was because Hollywood was full of people who were actual fucking communists. But yeah.
Zombie Box Reviews says that Harrison has a bulb shoved up his ass. Like, this is an epidemic.
No, it's endemic,
Please
especially for
refer,
American men in their
Please.
40s and 50s.
please refer to earlier in the Scream. Slender Dad explains this entire process. Thank you.
I can help Harrison remove that bulb, and since he is very rich, I mean, I would charge a lot, but I can get it out.
Jesus Christ.
The
My
Slender
goodness.
will do anything for money. Confirmed. Thank you
How
very
American of him.
much. Yeah, Tina, any thoughts you want to share? Are you looking forward to Indy 5? How do you feel about the film?
I will likely go see it just because of my nostalgia for Harrison Ford. I don't expect it to be good, but I feel that, from all the entertainment we've gotten from Harrison Ford, he's worth another, $12.50 plus the cost of popcorn. But I was sad to hear, I respect it, but I was sad to hear that neither one of my sons were interested in going, because when the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull came out, I mean, my boys were sitting down and studying up on the first three movies because they all came out
Aw.
before they were born,
Yeah.
and they were all ready for this major event that, I mean, what if it was 2008 when it came out? That means my kids were 7 and 9. So, I mean, it was a wonderful experience, kind of like it was when we took them to the first MCU
That's awesome.
movie. And to not be able to visit that again. I mean, because we had it with Toy Story. When Toy Story 4 came out, it was myself and my two sisters and my brother and all of our kids, 10 grandchildren lined up watching Toy Story together. And it was just a beautiful family moment. And to not be able to have that is such a shame.
I'll watch Gran Torino before I watch Indy 5.
I will definitely go watch Indy 5 for the content.
Okay. That was going to be my question. Are you going to go see it? Ryan, are you going to go see Indy 5?
Hell no. I've got better things to do with my time, like stare in front of a blank wall or paint myself red or black.
All right. DJ, are you going to be able to sit and watch Indy 5?
No.
Okay.
My broke ass is too broke to sit through the movie and
He'd have,
pay
to
for
go
it,
to he'd have to go to a public restroom to change his pad like 3 times.
Yeah, come on now.
Right.
He'd rather have
Although
a
I
third
guess I
asshole than watch Indy 5.
Technically, since I do live in Illinois, though, I could probably go to the women's room and they might have pads there.
There you go.
Okay, I'm probably gonna sail the high seas on this one. The same thing with the Flash, Mr. Tickle Trunk, what about you? Are you going to see Indiana Jones 5? Any interest?
Nah, not at all.
No?
Sorry, I'm coming to you live from Disney parking lot.
No, he's live from the Canadian wildfires. Folks.
Yes.
So no Indy 5.
I have no interest in watching this or the Flash. If people I know see the Flash and say it's okay, then I'll go see it.
Yeah, well, somebody in the chat earlier was saying that they Luke Skywalkered Michael Keaton's Batman. I want to see it from that. Actually, Michael Keaton's Batman is the only reason why I have any interest in the Flash.
Yeah, you and a lot of people, just like Indy. Yeah. They're gonna go see Indy, and then they're gonna be disappointed. And then word's gonna get around, and it's barely gonna make any. It's not gonna make any money. It's barely gonna have anybody go see it. Unfortunately,
we've got our tickets to the Flash for Thursday night, 4:00 show. Gonna get off work like a little half hour early, run on over there, and just so I can see once again Michael Keaton's Batman and Nicolas Cage as Superman. I must see it, even if it's a
Hold on. Are they doing Nick Cage Superman? Hold on, what?
Yes, they are. Well,
apparently they got a clip of George Reeves in there too.
Yep.
No shit.
Yeah, this is the movie that spawned all of the multiverse-ish stuff from Marvel, and the reason why they put member berries and everything. It's because this movie is the reason why. This movie's been done for like 6 years, guys.
Yep.
I'm just amazed. I'm amazed that Tina said run, and running through Chicago must be one hell of a of a terrifying thing.
Oh,
to
sure,
do.
not,
Like
not
dodging bullets, tanks firing their weapons, missiles going off, just
Well, the
running to the
police are the
cinema.
the police are the only ones with the tanks and the rubber
No.
bullets. Those
Police
of us
have
citizens
tanks,
have actual
retinue.
yeah. Oh
and
yeah, the
apparently,
police have all
Even
kinds
worse
of
than
scary stuff in
Mhm.
apparently my
even
butt's
worse than
been
that
bit off
is
by a shark now.
DJ's. Yeah, DJ's had a lot of issues. He really needs help. And if you could donate, if you could share out a link to his GoFundMe, it's pinned in the description, or it's pinned in the chat, and it's also in the description. Greatly appreciate that if you could share it out, brother out. That's what we do around here. We help one another when we can, where we can, and I greatly appreciate that. One,
Hey,
well put.
on
Yes,
the
well
upside,
put. Hashtag DJ.
on the upside, we've made enough money today. I can buy a donut to sit on.
That shark
there you
doesn't
go,
want
buddy.
to eat Deej. That shark does not want to eat Deej. That shark is terrified because it sees a human being with two arseholes. And shortly after this image was taken, the shark was like, "Fuck this shit, I'm out," and just went pew.
You really think that is a scream of terror? That's not an aggressive.
Yeah, it's fucking terrified.
Bite.
So much so that half of its mouth has come out of its face.
Guys, thank you in the chat. If you could share out that link, greatly appreciate it. We're joking about it, but it's a very serious matter. My man needs a little bit of help, and if you guys could share or donate if you can, we greatly appreciate it. And thank you guys for being so supportive and being Sherry for helping out, throwing out all those memes. Greatly appreciate you, honey. You are awesome. Thank you. And I'm going to go around the horn, let everybody tell you where they're going to, where you can see them. We will start. Tina, you throwing out links, or are you going to do an outro?
I'm happy to do an outro very quickly. It's speaking of the links. Stephen and I will be jumping on over to Sporking News Podcast for his Saturday dump, and then very soon you will also see me on Wednesday and Mondays on Sporking News Podcast. What do we say about our Wednesday stream? Best Scott stream is the stream without Scott, so catch us there.
That's right. That's right. Thank you so much, Tina. Appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Next up is the Ass Man himself, DJ Odyssey.
I'm Deej. I have a channel. Tomorrow night we're going to be doing some Jackbox game night. Chris Knight is still in Vegas, I do believe, so we will have it on my channel. Later in the week, I will be doing live review of the new season of Strange New Worlds, so you can watch and listen to me pull my hair out after I've watched the episode, bitching in the middle of the night. It's a good time because nobody will be awake and they'll have to deal with me. And the new alpha for my game I play, 7 Days Die, comes out Monday, so I could be doing random live streams of that where the zombies will eat my ass.
Your second ass.
Yes.
Your abscess ass.
Yeah.
Miss ass eating ass. Thank you, Deej. Thank you. Next up, Ryan Roger. Just do the thing. You know what to do.
Well, folks, thank you all very much for watching. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to Ladonis Dragonstorm, also known as the author Stephen Walton, because his primary channel is now Ladonis Dragonstorm, or whatever he's renamed it to. You can find me at Ryan Rogerathe. I'm the host and founder of Reality Based. I will be, as soon as this show is over, I'll say bye to all these great guys and gals, and I'll head over to the Hypno Show, which is currently live. As for me, I will not be making any videos for Sunday, but I will be a guest of Arvit the Twit, that's what he calls himself on Twitter, of Crowfire Studio. That will be at 4 p.m. UK time, which is 11 a.m. Eastern time, and I'm sure you'll enjoy our great talk. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, and no other genders, binaries, or tranny demons, bye for now, folks.
Thank you, guys. Please check out Ryan Roger. And next up is Slender Dad.
Hi, I'm Slender Dad. I'm one half of the Ascendant Art Podcast at 9 p.m. Eastern on Friday nights. I'm over there with Lil Chad. And I'm also a panelist on the Mad Stump on Wednesdays. And you can find me a lot on Movies with Mad. Mm-hmm. And then sometimes I just do game streams whenever. It's all random.
Super chat.
Thank you, brother. Greatly appreciate you. And next up is
Super
one
chat.
half
Super
of
chat.
Mags is antagonizer. I don't know. What would you
Co-host,
like?
partner in crime,
Husband.
I mean, co-host, partner in crime. You could say those things, but really, you irritate. Like that's.
I
and we
also
enjoy it.
respond to. I also respond to the human rash.
Okay.
Dude. Sorry, I haven't been very talkative. She sued her parents. What is? I don't understand. I swear, my brain's been stuck on this since you told me, since you mentioned it.
How Canadian of you.
Right?
Tell them they can find you, Mr. Tickle Trump.
Here, most weekends, when I can actually make it, because people in the city suck. Sorry. And I'm on Magitech Mag's stream for her retro gaming nights, Thursdays 9:30 EST, where we basically just pick on each other and play an old game.
Good.
All right, brother.
Link
Thank you so
is
much.
in the link is in the chat at least.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off, dude. My bad.
Go ahead. Oh, good. I'm done.
All right. Thank you, you flappy head bastard.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm gonna go get the super chat real quick. CJH says, what they did to Michael Keaton's Batman is worse. I'm gonna check it out. See, now I have to look at it. Like, you just bitched and were like, this is awful, and I can't have it. And now I have to know. I have to see the train wreck, CJ. You might have just sold the Flash another ticket. Like, I'm just saying, that might be it might have happened. Now, I love you, dude. Thank you so much for. Go ahead.
Well, he also said Clooney's in there too, so there you go.
My favorite Batman from my favorite
no.
Batman film, Batman
No
and
bat-
Robin.
No bat nipples. No bat nipples.
Bat nipples, away.
Can't
It
handle bat
killed comic book movies for a decade. Yay!
Yes, it did. No, CJ,
Go
thank
Batman
you so
and Robin. Yay!
Thank you so much for the super chats and the support. Thank you to Zombie Box. Thank you to Memes of Destruction. Thank you to everybody for coming. Sherry, really, thank you so much for helping out tonight. That was wonderful. Thank you to Chaos Hoy, awesome one. Thank you to Pop Cotton out there holding it down, and everybody else that I missed. I greatly appreciate y'all. Be good to each other. And I'm going to close this out with a song my son did. Be checking out, helping him to put his album together.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to that. Guys, remember to support your favorite independent creators out there, whether they're making books or comics, or if you like them, you like them. Support them, help them to grow their channel. And thank you so much for those support you give us. Be good to each other and suffer no fools.
Donovan, you made this?
Caught with the kiss, gon' get caught with this K if you don't look at me straight. Bitch, say what you say, we not gon' catch you in the day. Yes, he gon' have to pay us, the K makes him late. His girl waiting cause he late, but she don't know his face. She don't know that he did it, she don't know that I'm paid. But yeah, she ain't never fit, she wants to get laid. But no, tripping nothing, my money got you saved. Uno those traits gon' get caught with the kiss, gon' get caught with this K if you don't look at me straight. She offended, she a bitch, won't say nothing cause of switch. But I just made a lick, I've been feeling like a dick. Sipping, also feel like shit, he wanna steal my fit, he wanna steal my life, he wanna fuck my bitch. So he disappear glitch, rock out my way, never snitch. Rock out jet, hit a crit, and now I'm looking just a sip. Cool, uno those traits gon' get caught with the case, he gon' get caught with this K if you don't look at me straight. Girl, look in my eyes, please tell me I'm not fired. She tell me that I'm done, so I smack her on the side. And I tell him that I'm done, and I smoke up in the slide. Tired of the bullshit, boy talking think he high. He gon' talk, but I'm hearing hella lies. Like with talk, do not care about your ties. Cool, uno those traits gon' get caught with the case, gon' get caught with this K if you don't look at me straight. Keep my name out your mouth, talking when I'm not around. Just cause I moved to the south don't mean I'm not in town. Boy, he not a rat, he just a little mouse. He said that he slide, but I'm thinking it with doubt. Uno those traits gon' get caught with a kiss, gon' get caught with this K if you don't look at me straight. Bitch, say what you say, we not gon' catch you in the day. Yes, he gon' have to pay us, the K makes him late. This girl waiting cause he late, but she don't know his face. She don't know that he dead and she don't know that I'm paid. But yes, she ain't never fit, she wants to get laid. But no, tripping nothing, my money got you saved.